Hey, welcome back to my channel. I want to talk to you guys about how to keep your chickens warm in the wintertime. And keeping backyard city chickens over the winter is a bit of an endeavor, but it forces me to go outside, and the kids. We got to pick eggs, got to check the chickens, check their water, give them food. So it's great incentive, but we've been very fortunate with having a coop that we've been able to keep warm, keep our girls warm, and they have still been laying eggs for us even throughout the winter. It's a great way because I can get rid of my food scraps. Even in the winter, they're eating them, and it's been just a really cool endeavor to try in the city. So I want to share with you guys what we've done to keep our chickens active, busy, as well as happy, and some tips and tricks on what we do to winterize. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to talk with you guys about how to care for your chickens in the winter time.
I'm not petting her.
There, she's a good girl, isn't she? Chickens are actually a lot more durable and adaptable to the winter than you might think. Now, the three main things that you need to basically make sure they have are shelter, food, and water. Now, the other thing that I feel like a lot of people want to talk about in the wintertime is the heat and what to do about a heat source. So I'm going to talk about that as well as some expectations just with how your chickens act and behave in the winter. So basically, in terms of shelter, we have the coop and the run, and they're still able to go into the run, which is the open area outside, and they can go and they can play in the snow, and I let them out to come out and explore it. They love to just like scratch around and stuff in it too. So it's great to let them have that experience. It also helps them to acclimatize to the weather and to the snow and the winter. So chickens, typically, unless it's like minus 30, they're happy to be outside. They're going to be scratching around in the snow. They'll be playing. They'll be eating outside. So you don't really need to worry too much about them on that side. They'll naturally fluff out their feathers. They naturally go through a molting period and produce new feathers and a down undercoat, like most birds, to stay warmer. I'll show you the molting and what that kind of looks like and your expectations with that. As long as their butts are clean. So you can see the molting has happened with this girl, and it's pretty natural and normal. Her bum is clean, but her feathers just kind of fallen out, and she has a really soft and fluffy, oops, sorry girl. She has a beautiful soft and fluffy underdown to keep her quite warm. Now, my girls still have not got their feathers back from their molts, but their egg production is still really high. So I feel like because they're happy, they're outside, and they're still laying eggs, that I'm not too worried that their feathers haven't come in. They're just honestly putting the energy that they're eating to heat production and to egg production, which is fine by me. I still get eggs in the wintertime. Some other expectations, your chickens, they'll naturally stand on one foot when they're out and about to stay warm. I do still let them out in the wintertime when they seem to be more and more ambitious, when it's mild outside, to come out and scratch around in the snow and peck at the ground here. So I just kind of let them out just for a little fresh air and just a different environment, just to keep them busy so that they're not so bored. Yeah, you see your chickens? Chickens will eat 50 to 60% more in the wintertime for heat production than they do in the summer. So you can see my grain feeder is already quite low, and I just filled it like a day ago, 2 days ago. So they're hungry just to stay warm. Hey girl. You're so curious. Are you curious about the camera? Are you curious? Don't peck my lens. You can see I've just given the girls some of the sunflower heads. I just kept the heads. I didn't even pull the seeds off. And it's a great treat in the winter for them. They just come, they peck at it all day. Don't peck my finger, honey. You are so curious. You're just a curious girl. But you can see they've worked on the sunflower head. And it's just a treat for them. I could hang it up like I did with the broccoli. But I just throw a couple heads in, you know, on days when the scraps are a little lower. Like I said, the chickens eat 50 to 60% more food in the wintertime, so I've enlisted the help of my lovely family and friends.
I'm the lovely family.
You're the lovely family? Sorry about that. My kids are swinging, so you probably got like the swinging noise in the background, but more natural.
I'm Spider-Man.
So the friends and family now bring us their food scraps, or I collect them whenever I see them, which is so nice because then the chickens just get a lot of extra food available for them and fresh, you know, veggies and fruit and anything that kind of people are cutting up. They give it to us. So it's awesome because then the chickens are able to eat off of that and they're able to have a really good grain source. So making sure that they readily have a large food supply available is really important. They also really like to have more bedding on the inside of the coop area, which I'll show you, really helps to create more heat. Another winter care tip is just to add more sawdust or straw or whatever you're using as coverage inside the coop. So we have sawdust, and you just add more so that it produces more heat in the wintertime. And obviously, like, leaving the chicken poop in there will also generate more heat for them and keep them warm in the winter. You can see they have their TV, aka their heater, and it is running so that they always have a source of heat on those cold days. They can just come and warm up by that panel, which is really nice because the panel is safe to touch, which I really like that. Then I know it's not burning them. I have a heat lamp on a timer, so I got this Inkbird temperature set adjuster, so it's set at -14. Then the heat lamp will turn on and whatever else I want to plug into it, which is fantastic. The heat lamp. So it's nice because then I don't have to run outside in the middle of the night, turn it on, you know, turn it back off in the morning or forget or whatever. It just does it all automatically. We have our thermometer here, so we kind of know the temperature inside the coop, which is nice. It's sitting right at around 0 today. It's beautiful. And Tyler stuffed some insulation up in the top areas, you can see, just to help with keeping the heat in, and boarded it up a little bit because that is open for ventilation. But just for warmth in the winter, we kind of covered it up. Coop, we do have it insulated, but Tyler also blocked off the venting. You want to make sure it's still vented because you don't want too much moisture to build up. If there's too much moisture built up, like in the nesting area, then the eggs can get wet and freeze, or your girls can get wet, and that is problematic too. So you don't want there to be a moisture buildup on the inside. So that's really key to watch out for.
On the outside.
When the coop gets really wet and moist, the run, I will throw in some of this straw. I just got a square hay bale and we just kind of peel off slices of it as we need it. And Lyric loves to throw it in, and the chickens like break it up really awesome, and that helps absorb the moisture. And then the chickens have something nice and dry to walk on when they're playing outside in the run. Right, girls? The other important factor is their water source. I love to have a heated waterer. Mine, I just plugged it right in, so it's always on, it's always being heated, so then I don't have to worry about the water ever freezing. So it's a really convenient way to do it, rather than trying to bring warm water out every day and get them fresh water, or worry about it being frozen in the middle of the day or something like that. So it takes away the guesswork out of it. Thanks so much for watching. Up next, I have my chickens playlist for you ready to go. So if you're interested in learning more about taking care of backyard chickens, please check that out. Are you shivering, girl? Mm-hmm. is cold outside. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you found this content helpful. If you have any comments, ideas, or suggestions on how to keep your chickens happy and warm in the winter, I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below. Take care, stay warm.